Yeah, although it can be difficult to live an abusive relationship, the alternative is dangerous and sometimes lead to death. Living an abusive relationship is not a sign of weakness. It is rather a sign of strength, that you are strong enough to get out of this kind of relationship. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel FORMIGREF, Friends for Migrants and Refugees. I am Mado, a social and immigration worker based in Germany. On this channel, we talk about issues related to migration, migrant stories, migrant experiences, gender-based violence, and other trending issues that could be of help to you. If you are interested and willing to know more, please stay. Topic we'll be talking about the reasons that keep some women or some men in a toxic relationship, or to reframe it, why do people stay in a toxic relationship? I've come out today with some points to share with you people why women, most importantly, as the victims of domestic violence, and while the men, the overwhelmingly perpetrators of gender violence, why women they stay in such a relationship. The very first point that I thought about is that women they stay, one, because of their children. Most women they stay in a toxic relationship because they don't want to go and leave their children behind. They are afraid to leave their children with their violent partner. And quite often, most of these women, they don't leave because they are financially handicapped. They don't even have money to take care of themselves, talk less of them taking care of their children. So they prefer to stay there with their children. And they forget also to know that it is also very detrimental. Yeah, it has a detrimental effect on their schoolwork, on their mental health, and it also affects them sometimes in future in their own relationship. Some of them, they grow to become violent also in their own relationship. The second point I also thought about is that the victims, they stay because they still have love for their partner. You know, you see this tall, handsome, nice looking, intelligent husband, romantic, you don't want to lose, you don't want to let go. But you forget to understand that maybe at the beginning, that love was there, everything was there. At one point, it became so violent to you, and you thought that maybe with time, things could be better for you to go back to that page where people were before when you started. And so that is also one reason why women they stay in the relationship. They look at their husband, they look at their wife, they say, okay, let me just endure again a little bit. Maybe with time, he or she can change. But as time goes by or on, it becomes more violent and there is no hope for the marriage. The third point I also thought about is the women sometimes they don't have anywhere to go. Yeah, they don't have friends to run to. They don't have family members to run to because the husband uses tactics on them that we call isolation tactics. The husband kept them away from their friends and from their family members, and they succumb to the husband. Everything he said, they listen to him. Then now that things are all falling apart, they don't know where to go to. They don't even have friends to run to. They don't have family members again, and they are homeless. Because of that, they cannot go anywhere. They don't want to bring shame to themselves. They just want to stay there and persevere. Now, the other point also that I also thought about was financial independence. Most of the women in such a case, they depend on their husband. And as they are depending on their husband, and in this crisis, the husband also use what we call financial abuse. And what most financial abuser they do is that they cut you from all financial advantages in the house. They even give you more financial responsibility that you cannot even carry. Why do they do this? They don't even want you to support your family members. And in some cases, that the women, they came in with a child out of that marriage, it becomes so difficult for you to even support your child that you brought in. So you see now that your husband that is using the tactics on you to keep you emotionally grounded, so that you have to depend all on him. Because you don't have the money, you can't do anything for yourself, you can't even help your family members, you can't even help your own children. You are bound to live in such a marriage. Another point I would like us to talk about also is physical and verbal abuse. The perpetrator, they abuse you verbally, insulting you, telling you words like you are good for nothing, you can't cook well, not even good at sex, you can't do anything, you are really good for nothing. I mean, they kill you emotionally. They even hurt you physically, that with all these insults, you are sometimes even afraid to leave the home. The place that the safest place you see is that home where you are abused, because you are now threatened verbally and physically, that you think that leaving that house, your life is not safe. And for sure that is true, because what the perpetrator do sometimes in such a relationship also is that when they start observing that they are losing control of you, what they do is that they can easily kill you. And because you have also seen that the man is gradually losing its grips on you, you prefer to stay in that home because you don't want to leave and you lose your life. Quite often, it has also proven that most women who leave after they have realized that the man is getting out of control, maybe after a week or two or a month or within a year, those women are killed, because the men hunt them even after they have left the marriages, and they are killed because they did not stay. The other point I also thought about was there is this pressure from family members and pressure from the church. Your family members, they don't want to have that shame. They keep pressurizing you. No, you have to stay there. We're not giving to marriage to leave your husband and come back home. Maybe there is no place again in the house for you. You just need to persevere. And the church that you also belong, you start getting word from the pastors like you are not submissive enough. You need to submit more. You need to persevere. You need to endure for the sake of your children, for the sake of Christ. Hello? I don't understand. Why should pastors keep pressurizing you that you are facing such a situation to stay in there and endure and to die? I don't get it. Yeah. And they make you sometimes you feel as you don't even have a support system that you can fall back on. I believe the first support system that you, as a child of God, you have should be your brethren in church, should be your pastor, should be your parents, that in a situation like that you run to them. They should be the first person to open their arms and welcome you and pray with you and encourage you and talk even to your partner. And if things are getting worse, they are the one even to help you to come out of such home. Not them telling you that submit more, respect him more and things like that. No, that is not why you went. That is not the contract you people had as a husband and a wife. Another point I also like to talk about also dowry reform. I'm talking especially like in the context of Africa where I come from. Most of the girls, they were sent to marriage and the parent, they receive what we call dowry, bride price. And in the case that your parents may be poor or they cannot afford to refund this money, you are like forced to stay in that home. Your parents, they tell you that they don't have the money to pay back, and you don't also want to also bring shame to your family. You are forced to stay there. In another context, like the Arabs, I know, for example, what they usually say, honor killing. Quite often, if you disrespect your brothers, your fathers, your parents, and you want to leave, your own parents can even kill you. Your brother can kill you. There are some cases that You are not even supposed to get married to a certain tribe. And if you insist, I know so many cases here in Germany where Turkish, for example, or Arabs, for example, they are falling in love with other nationality, and their family members, they say no. And as you insist, they kill you. Your father kill you, or your brother, they kill you. And if you find yourself in such a relationship that you went in for, and there is a problem like this, you are left on your own. You are forced to face the consequences alone. It's a pity. And one other point that I also want to share with you people in Europe or Germany in particular, there's also this aspect that I term immigration status. Because some women or some men were brought here because they came in to reunite with their spouse, and there is a problem now in the house, in the home. You can't leave because there is this fear of losing your residence permit, and you losing your residence permit, it makes you to stay in such a violent home or violent relationship. It's like a trap on you for you to endure and stay there. There is an advice I would like to share with you people as I gradually come to the end of this topic tonight, that irrespective of what kind of violence you find yourself, you are not bound to live in that relationship. You need to come out of that relationship because your life is better than living in such a toxic relationship. Yeah, as I was saying, that as I have come to the end of this topic, there are some useful advices that I would like to share with you people. That if you find yourself in such an abusive relationship, you should not hesitate to seek for help. Yeah, if you find yourself in such a toxic relationship, I'll advise you to seek for help. We have so many rehabilitation centers around, maybe where you live, and we also have abusive shelters for both men and women that take care of men who find themselves in an abusive relationship, and for women and children also. And I will also advise you to call a helpline where you talk to people who will help you, who will share useful ideas or information with you that will be of good help to you. The next point I also want to advise you is you need to open up. Talk to family members. You can talk to your mom, you can talk to your father, you can talk to your sister, you can talk to your brother, and to even a well-trusted friend you can talk to. I mean, those people you trust, that they can even accommodate you and not even letting your abusive partner know where you are. Those people who can give you useful information and advice on how to get yourself out of this relationship. So I hope we have talked quite a good number of points that can be of help to you people. And next week we shall be talking about the causes and effects of domestic violence. So once more, I want to thank you all for watching and listening to me talk today. And I want to thank all of you, my new subscribers and my old subscribers, that I'm so grateful and happy to have you on board. Please do like, share, and subscribe more. So see you next week on my new topic. Bye.